Two Troy police officers who shot and killed a man who was shooting at them will not face criminal charges. A Rensselaer County grand jury says the officers' actions were appropriate and the criminal investigation is now over. Thaddeus Faison was killed in August during a shootout with two officers who were responding to a call about a carjacking. And our Jennifer Lukey has been covering the story since the night of the shooting. She joins us live in Troy tonight with more on that decision.
Well, and the district attorney tells me that Faison had both marijuana and PCP in his system the night of the shootout. And while they aren't sure what his motive was, what caused him to start firing on officers almost immediately, the district attorney says a jury found that the officers had every right to fire back. Thaddeus Faison shot Officer Chad Klein at point-blank range as he pulled up in his patrol car to investigate a possible carjacking. Klein's backup, Officer Josh Comitale, got there just a few minutes later and pursued Faison, shooting the suspect a number of times before getting hit in the legs by return gunfire. Months later,
the officers they're doing very well. Extensive physical therapy, rehabilitation therapy. They won't be back anytime in the near future, but we certainly expect them back with a full recovery.
Both officers, according to the chief, welcomed a full internal and criminal investigation into the shootout, as did Faison's family and friends who held memorials for him in the days following his death, claiming his behavior that night was not normal. The district attorney presented all of the information he gathered to a grand jury to make sure there was no question as to how the process was handled.
The system that we have is set up not only to provide transparency but accountability, so that the public has confidence in the system, so that they understand that a full and fair investigation into a matter as serious as this has been conducted.
And that grand jury determined the officers' actions were justified.
This certainly could have ended much, much worse, and we're very thankful that both of the officers of the Troy Police Department were not hurt any worse than they were.
When it comes to the death of Thaddeus Faison, the district attorney says the evidence is clear.
My heart does go out to the family of Mr. Faison because they lost somebody as well. It's not their fault that they lost a loved one, but the culpability in this case lays at the feet of Mr. Faison. He fired first. He could have ended this when instructed to do so, and he did not.
Now, while the criminal investigation into this is complete, the Troy Police Department is still conducting its internal review of how everything went. The police chief told me today that while he believes that the officers were justified in their shooting, he wants to use this situation to look further into whether any changes need to be made with training or police interaction with community members. So again, he says it will not be complete to him until these officers are back on the job, and that still may be some months. Live in Troy tonight, Jennifer Lukey, CBS 6 News.